Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much. We're so happy to talk to you because I always love it when somebody comes along and puts out some really cool, different kind of content, and then people find it. It gives you hope in the world that it's kind of like, sometimes you just throw things out there and who knows who will find it, but you're finding your people, so it's great, right?
Yeah, yes, I feel very lucky.
It's a good time to be you, a good time to be Baby Shoe.
It's true. I love that. I'm gonna put it on a shirt somewhere. It's a good time to be baby you.
Yes. Well, th this is a really interesting thing because I think that you're able to create this content, but how in the world do you get it out there in the world? How do you find your people?
Mm. Well, I've been doing social media as a content creator for about 5 years now. And, prior to that, social media was just a big question mark for me. It's like this zone of the unknown. And quite frankly, like it didn't make sense to me at all. And then I started making skits during COVID. And after a few weeks, one of my videos went viral. I think I was like one of the COVID creators and just got lucky. Everyone was stuck at home. They had nothing better to do. And what I noticed about TikTok, particularly, that's where I blew up first, is that the algorithm really tries to help you find your audience. And if you're making some kind of content and it resonates, eventually you will find your audience. So I somehow just created these comedy skits that resonated to a younger audience. And then all of a sudden I had all these young fans that love this kind of content. And so I just kept going and just kept making content for them. And it just kept growing and going from there.
And that's a crazy balance too, because the younger people seem to lose attention quicker. So in order to keep them, it's hard because your creativity has to be on top because you got so much to do, and sometimes the stuff just doesn't come to you, right?
Yeah. It's like twofold. I think the younger audience, they definitely have a very particular palette and very discerning with the content that they do watch. But when they like something, they will watch it over and over and over and over it. They'll watch it 20 times. You remember back in the day when you were like a kid, you would watch movies over and over. Like I think I watched The Rascals like 20 times.
Mhm.
But as an adult, you don't have time to do that. You watch one movie once and you're like done. Even if you don't really remember what happened, you don't go back and rewatch it because there's other things to watch. Whereas kids, if they like something, they'll just keep replaying the same thing and it doesn't get boring for them. So it's like kids are actually a great audience if you can get them hooked.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and you're smart to keep the content short too, because that short attention span too, right?
Yes, but it has to be entertaining. Even if it's short but not entertaining, they'll still switch off. So
Mhm.
you got to think, I think the beauty of short form content creators and why I really admire them is that even though it's the content is short, right, but you still have to keep the story going and you have to still keep them engaged for that 1 minute. And it's that's still hard. And I don't want to even know what we're doing to the future generations, like making their attention span so short. Like, just hopefully this is not like a long-term cognitive effect on the general population at large.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be your fault. It's okay. There's
Yeah,
a lot
I'll
of
blame
people.
TikTok.
There's a lot of people to blame. It's okay. Well, but you're the first one to make that transition from YouTube to Tubi, which is such a cool thing too, right? Because I mean, there's where you find a whole lot of cool movies too. So that seems like
Mm.
the next natural progression, right?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like Tubi being a newer platform, I can't speak for Tubi, but it feels like their marketing plan and their goals, their company strategy is very much around, at least one pl part of it is around the creator economy and like creator content. They have this whole section now called Creatorverse, and I am one of the first creators to have an exclusive agreement with them where my content will be exclusively available only on Tubi for a period of time. So my first 10 episodes will you can binge on Tubi, whereas I can still release it on YouTube, but only 1 week at a time. And I feel really I feel like this is a sign that mainstream media and digital media are like converging, and I think we're just starting to see the beginnings of it. And I'm interested to see how much more of this kind of I guess partnership continues into the bigger studios and bigger spaces. I
Mhm.
heard that this year with SNL, like all of the cast are TikTokers.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, so maybe that's next for you.
You know what? I've auditioned for SNL like twice already, but I feel like this could be my year. Only because I finally have found more creative ways to bring characters like into my like facial expressions. Yeah, I think my character work has gotten a lot better just working on Baby Shoe and Friends. So I'm gonna try again in July. We'll see what happens. But I'm
Yeah.
actually really happy just making Baby Shoe and Friends because I think that's like all my creative outlet just put into one.
Mhm.
I don't really need SNL, but it'd be great if they took me.
That's the attitude. Part of that is that we talk about that on the show is that success mindset that you have to have, whether or not you're feeling it or not. As creative types, we're hard on ourselves. So, what do you tell yourself that kind of keeps you on the right path always?
Oh, this is a tough one. I actually went through a really soul searching kind of expedition last year. I was making all this different kind of content that I wasn't really resonating with, but I was just trying to chase the algorithm. And at that point I had already made an Amazon movie and it just felt like going backwards a lot. I'm what is social media? To what end is me making comedy skits? It's not giving me the creative joy that I joined this industry for. Like social media was not part of the goal. Traditional film and TV and filmmaking and acting in BTV shows and movies was the goal when I moved to LA. So social media kind of like distracted me from that a little bit, doing those shorts. But then I kind of realized that, wait a second, I've amassed, 13 million followers online and I have my own distribution platform, which is YouTube. YouTube is like Netflix, and every page, every channel on YouTube is a TV show. So people go to YouTube to watch a channel just like they go to Netflix to watch a show. So that's when I pivoted. So this was in April earlier this year. I was like really brainstorming about this and I pivoted and I went, wait, why don't I just create the content that I want to see that I'm trying to pitch to networks? Why don't I just make that for my own YouTube channel and then just create a studio for myself? That it never like occurred to me before to think of it that way because I was always thinking that I had to pitch to studios to make the projects I wanted to make, to get the funding that I needed to make the projects. But I did this one on a very bare bones budget. And I've kind of proven to myself and to everyone who worked on it that you don't need a lot of money to make an amazing show. You just need a great story and people really hyped to help you. And then hopefully this will snowball into something bigger and we can all win from it.
Yeah, well said. And then of course you've got all these kids looking up to you now going, see, I want to do what you do, but you make it look easy. So what kind of advice would you give them?
Um, I would say I think the first thing is you have to hone your craft. So I think the reason why I have been successful at this is because I didn't start off just doing this. Like I have a background in filmmaking. I have a background in writing and acting and I know how to edit. Like I know how to do all these things. Therefore, I know how to make the final product. I think it can feel overwhelming when you only know how to do certain things in the industry and you don't understand the full picture. So I would say hone your craft first. Understand filmmaking, understand studios, like think big picture and then you can bring it in, just make it smaller. And just understand every single role within filmmaking or like TV show making, if that's a term. And then you can do something about it. Like you don't, I think it's overwhelming when people don't know what to do. It's because they don't understand what they're doing. So just go hone your craft, go take writing skills. To give yourself 2 years. I know it seems like a long time, but just give yourself a solid 2 years to learn about the craft because you're not going to be successful if you're not talented. People will follow you if you're talented and you're good at something and you're impressive. And that is the reality of the situation. It's like everyone goes and gets a degree to be good at something. So if you want to be a good creative, you got to hone your craft first.
Hmm. Yeah, well
Yeah.
said. So my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys who caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame. And we know this term, the Hail Mary, is like it's the 50th anniversary this year. So we're asking everybody their Hail Mary moment, the moment in your life or career you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. So so curious to know what that was for you.
Mm, gosh, I I think it was moving to LA. I think that completely changed my career. I realized in Australia the industry is very small, and if I wanted to go full on and focus on being a creative, I couldn't be in Australia. So packed my bags, took my savings, got my O1 visa, shipped myself over to the US, to LA, and just went for it. I knew no one, like no one in my family is a creative. Both of my parents are educators. My dad has a PhD in civil and environmental engineering. My mum is an art teacher. She's actually, I think that's where I get my creative side. She's a freaking brilliant artist. She can draw by hand and make it look like you. She's like a sketch artist, like a real sketch artist. She's
Mhm.
amazing. And she started when she was like 12.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
like, Mom, how are you not like monetizing on this right now? Um,
That's the way your
and
brain's thinking.
so
I love it.
yeah, that's how my brain thinks. I'm like, I'm gonna scan these photos and I'm gonna sell them. No, 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 I won't, I will, but I won't, not right now. Anyway, so I guess like not knowing anyone, just like going out there and like just betting on myself, was the biggest thing, and then everything afterwards came after that.
Yeah, wow, that's wonderful. Well, and you said you're editing a trailer right now. What are you working on right now that we need to know about?
Well, so Baby Shuang Twins,
Yes.
that is coming out on Tubi on the 8th of November. So I'm announcing it on my socials. I have a like horizontal trailer, but then I realized, wait, that's not going to work vertically on the reels. So I'm like scrambling to edit a vertical version so I can post that tonight. Um, so yeah, that just like all the promo material for the show because we didn't actually find out when it was coming out until like 4 days ago.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So and I'm like, oh, and scream it out into the void.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Well, and the good news is you're ready. And that's probably part of the other thing too, is to always be ready and to be ready to change with the times and the trends and where your stuff comes out, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And so when you were a kid, did you ever think like I want to just put myself out there like because it seems like such a natural thing for you.
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't until grade 7 that I had any kind of personality. Um, I look back and all the way up till grade 7, I was really shy. Like I hated public speaking. Public speaking I feared it so much. I remember getting up in front of my classmates as a kid, and you know how you have to do like class
Oh yeah.
presentations, and we like had to talk about the weather. That's all we had to talk about, right? We just had to present the weather. And I would get up and say like 3 words like today is good. And then I'm just like done. I just like shut my mouth and finish. And my teachers, I remember them looking at me and being like, is that all? And I just couldn't. I couldn't say anything more. That's all I wanted to say. And I just wanted to sit back down. Public speaking was like so like ugh for me. Anyways, and then somehow in grade 7, I just like flipped the switch and I became super extroverted, super, super extroverted. Like my parents, I mean, my teachers couldn't believe it. And I auditioned for the Rock Pop Mime in Townsville, which is this huge, like a performance, and it's a competition between the schools. And every school, like audition students, and it's a big deal. Like every year, it's like a huge deal. And I remember auditioning like 2 times in a row three times in a row actually, and not getting any part because I auditioned only because my best friend asked me to. And then in the last year, I auditioned again because my best friend asked me to. But because I was like a new version of me, I actually got the lead role. I
Hmm.
don't even know how I got it. I was just like, what? I was so confused. And the teacher, I remember her saying, oh, I could see it in your eyes. And then, with acting, they're like, your eyes are the window to your soul. You got to believe it in your eyes. And then that's when I realized, oh, like this could be something I do. But it was just a little seed that was planted, but I didn't really like do anything about it until I was a full-on adult.
Yeah, and look at you now.
Yeah.
Your little kid self would be so proud of you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, that's amazing. But except now you've got millions of eyeballs looking at you, which is quite a bit different than an entire class looking at you. So, yeah, do you still get nervous about doing this stuff, or is it just kind of second nature now?
Not really. I only get nervous when I have to speak in front of adults. I like doing stand up
Don't
because
worry, I'm only part of an adult.
okay, that's good. That's how I'm able to talk to you.
Yeah. Okay, good. I love it.
Yeah.
So after this,
Mhm.
what's next? Because I know that you're probably always thinking about like, well, where to take this from here, right?
Yeah, so I think I would love to make season two. Gotta bring the game back together and make season two. So I'm currently like writing. We've already wrote the first episode and we're just doing some drafts on that. And there's this other web series that I just got funded for by Screen Queensland, and we made that here. That's why I'm in Australia, filming the pilot for that series. And hopefully we can get more money from Screen Australia. Otherwise, pitching it to other networks here, and then just continuing the grind, just pitching, 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 and then making, making, making.
Yeah, hey, that's what you got to do, and I think that's really inspiring. And I think people will enjoy seeing that that it is possible and that you can do this and put yourself out there like this. And I really, really, really appreciate hearing about your path and looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. But for now, we're going to tell everybody to check out the show on Tubi and on YouTube, and definitely going to look forward to following your path and talking to you again soon.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
Yes, see you soon.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.